You might be wondering, why did I go to this station? Why am I here at Wheaton? I'm here at Wheaton because here in this station is the longest set of escalators in the Western Hemisphere. This is one of DC Metro's deep stations, and this is one of the deepest. It's not the deepest, we're going there after, but first, here they are.
Magnificent, aren't they?
Oh my God. That's ridiculous. And so, we're just gonna ride the escalators together. I think this is a good time to talk about how amazing this metro system is. It is so aesthetically unified and so consistent, and also a little bit noisy, but hopefully the audio still is okay. But basically, it is just so vast and consistent. This is kind of like the only proper metro system in the US. It's not quite as much of a regional rail as BART is, but it's not as much of a subway as New York subway is. There's not as much interlining as New York or BART. It's one of the Great Society metros, so those were systems built under Eisenhower and started up. Well, they were not completed under Eisenhower, but they were started under Eisenhower, and they were build-outs in kind of the space age. So they're often called space age metros. They tried using innovative technology, innovative at the time, to have higher speed trains that would go longer distances to connect suburban commuters to downtown cores. Now, there are some pretty obvious flaws with that. Not everyone is a suburban commuter going to a downtown core, so that's definitely, there are some blind spots in these systems, but some of their great innovations were having trains that could travel at very high speeds, and that's a really good thing for when you need to get far out of the city or get across large urban areas, as the US tends to be. And so, what can we take forward from these? We can use their technologies of traveling at high speeds, and then also the fact that they're all dedicated right-of-ways, they all have level boarding. Altogether, they are just really high-performing and good systems. And I think for systems that we want to build in the future, we can even follow the example of the kind of construction blitz that occurred, where most of them have relatively similar design standards, and most of them are pretty consistent. And if we want to take climate change seriously, that's something we can do. That's really loud. But yeah, so maybe we can see another blitz of metro construction. That'd be cool. But we're coming to the end now, to the very top. Wow. That took a long time. That took like two minutes or something. I'll put up the exact time that it took, but that was pretty awesome. I've come into a nearby Safeway, optimistically searching for a restroom. They often like to hide in, but there's a code. Rats.
A few moments later.
I did manage to find a staff member who let me in, so let that be a lesson in asking for stuff. All right, now, am I gonna get a snack? That's the question. No, this won't do. And neither will the milk. Not finding anything good in the clearance section, unfortunately. Today's gonna have to be a goldfish kind of day. That's one of the things that really bugs me about fare gates in America. They take a super long time to open. Like, that delay added up over time becomes substantial. We're gonna make it. All right, now we're gonna ride one stop to the deepest station in the system, which I am. The only one that has to rely on elevators and no escalators for this. So that's gonna be interesting. Goodbye, Wheaton. Am I the only person getting off? I feel so special. Goodbye, train. Thank you. All right, well, here it is. Oh, this must be the emergency stairs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 escalators.
You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Let's do this. Oh. All right, we're gonna go to mezzanine. And allegedly these are high-speed elevators, so we'll see just how high speed it is. It feels fast. I remember one elevator I took in the Rockefeller Center when I was growing up. That was very, very fast. And this was quick. Didn't feel as fast, like you feel it in your legs in that one. But here we are. We've made it to the top. Oh, what? So we're still like under. There's more. This station is so huge and full of so much liminal space. And you just walk and walk and walk. I don't know, people complain about deep metro stations. That was quick. That was fine. I think the real issue is when you have to rely on escalators. And if you're able to have enough elevators that can handle the capacity of the station, I think deep metros are a fine thing from a user standpoint. Like, it's taking us more time to walk to the mouth of this thing than it is to ride up and down those elevators. Ugh, words. Oh, well, that's why we didn't see anyone. There's nothing here. All right, well, that was not interesting. But the elevators sure were cool. I like their M. It's very simple and elegant, yet bold.
Simple, elegant, yet bold.
Now we're just gonna walk on back. And yeah, that's that.
A few moments later.
So the station design is really interesting for these deep stations. The normal stations have huge vaulted ceilings. Here we still have those big vaulted ceilings, but the tracks are much, much further apart, as you can see. This was likely due to small tunnel boring machines that would have been used to dig out the individual tunnels further apart. And then that means that they would need to mine out a larger section here for egress, as it's called. Yeah, it just makes for a really interesting train station. And I'm riding the line to Shady Grove, so I will have to head over to my platform. For a little context, we were at Wheaton first, now we're here at Forest Glen. I'm gonna ride back into the main part of DC. I wonder if a similar station design could be replicated elsewhere. I can hear my train coming, I can feel it too, feel the wind. And the platform lights blink, which is really fun. But then the doors take a super long time to open. There also should be platform screen doors, but we all know that. Ooh, we get to ride the old one. The seats in these are like kind of more comfortable. I'm glad we get to ride them. I think I'll go to this one. Okay, that wasn't so bad. Oh my gosh. Am I the only person in this car? I think I am. That's fun. Well, I suppose this is as good a time as any to do a review of whatever train this is. One of the things I really like about the DC Metro trains, you see those windows on the end of the train. That means you can see very well through the train. Not so well on these because they're old and I don't know, windows turn yellow when they get old, but on the new train it's really easy to see and it makes the inside feel much brighter and lighter and safer. These have all, front-facing seats except for the accessible seating areas. They're really cushy, which is nice. The new trains are not this comfortable to sit in. I hope you enjoyed these two very deep stations. I have no call to actions, no sponsors, nothing. I just do this. So if you enjoy, you're welcome to watch more We're outside now also. Super weird that this line is underground at the end. It's very, very deep underground at the end, and then it's above ground for a bunch of it coming into the city. Anyway, thank you for watching.